Yo, what's up? Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? What's up, Imagine? Welcome, mate. Okay, still background music is low. Yeah, I'll wait for another minute and then we'll start. Yo, okay, I think we can start slowly, right? Just let me do quick. What's up, Casey? Hey, Flippy, what's up, mate? All right, I think we can start. Hey, Carl. What's up, mate? All right. Yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, I'll start with dollar because that's our main go-to guy to understand the markets. So as I said, careful with your longs. Yesterday I tweeted about it, and the reason was this 4-hour div forming at the lows, which is also at this cluster region. So I mean, it wouldn't be so crazy to expect some kind of bounce from this area. I'm not talking about a full reversal like this. I'm just, at this demand area, maybe a push towards this region. Or maybe this even. A deeper pullback will be deviation, and then go for these lows. But this move, if it happens, then it will bring everything down. And also, let's check the indexes now. See, it pretty much went upwards, right, for the last week. So basically now it's trying to hold on to just, it shouldn't show in daily. Okay, yeah. So basically it's currently stuck in this region, right? Nasdaq. So basically, if it comes down, then we can expect it to go down there, and then maybe another run up, or just die from there. But this is our limit for a pullback, and as long as it stays above there, I will play the upside. If it starts breaking down, then I'll be targeting this area. So that's the situation with Nasdaq, and let's check SPX. All right, SPX is the same situation here. It's right under resistance here, right? So I mean, again, if it loses this region, it can come down there, maybe a deep pullback scenario here, and then reclaim, then maybe again longs towards this region right here, towards these highs. If it holds below, then I would go for lower. So we have some clear levels to work with, and it all depends. So if that DYX starts correcting to the upside, these will very well take it to the downside. So I'm trying to time it with that. I long dollar. Yeah, I long dollar. I'm also long, I'm long silver from 18s. I'm still holding that long, because the thing is now, if it breaks up here, as you see there, then I think there's no reason for it not to go here and then eventually there, maybe even higher, depending on the, I don't know what's gonna happen after, but my first target is these highs here, super clear. these sides could be, if you're a short-term trader, these could be your take profit areas. Now, I've been bullish for silver since here, so I've been accumulating at this region, so now it's time to, I'm not gonna sell that easy. I realized some gains here, so I can add back more. You know, I'm just protecting myself from a potential downside. You know, if it comes down there, for example, I would add more. If it comes down there, I would add more also. I don't think, I'm not saying it will, but I'm certainly watching. For now, for example, I'm not even expecting it to come down there, but my expectation doesn't really matter so much. We'll work with what the market gives, so expectation has nothing to do with trading. And so yeah, let's go to our big boy. Yeah, this really doesn't look so good, because for this to look good, we need to reclaim this level. We need to reclaim, hold, and better yet, reclaim this region, stay above this region, and then we can talk about more upside. And then I would target these highs. Let's check what we have right now at hand. The task at hand is, we're basically trading in this area, right? So that's our range. Break down, reclaim, that's your long. Break up, hold, again long. If it starts breaking down, that's your long, short. Well, for now, I'm not really looking to long Bitcoin. Since I'm long dollar, I'm pretty much expecting this to go down. Where? For example, there is clear loss here, there's clear loss here, and there. Also this one. So maybe come take out a few of these, and then I'll be looking at these targets, short-term targets. For me to look for bullish targets is it needs to hold above there, because that's the area that's holding the market right now. If it stays above, then I'll look for higher targets like these. But for now, until this happens, I'm looking to the downside targets. Yeah, this is a meme line. It's just for the alerts, but if you really want to do something with it, you know how I like to use the closes for these trend lines. And you see, RSI is also in a poor shape on the 4 hour. So it looks like it wants to go down. And the only way that it will change my mind is to break these, hold above, and then I'll look for this target. And then depending on the reaction, I'll maybe go for this short-term targets. Then we'll talk about, you know, reclaiming this, hold. That's a whole different story. Then we can position for swings. But short-term target, we're trading here. Now we're below this level. If we flip, fine. We can scalp long this. And let's check ETH. ETH has the same situation. RSI looks poor. The only bullish scenario would be this. If that happens, if it breaks above this level, holds, then I would look for these highs and potentially here. But until that happens, really I have no reason to long this. Also, there is clear high lows here. Not sure if it wants to go there, but clear lows here. Maybe take this out, then maybe it can do something like that. So I'm watching, not touching this for now. Let's set an alarm here so we're reminded of that. So our bullish scenario is over 1300 almost, and again a bullish scenario would be like smash these lows, reclaim, and then let's check the daily. I'm gonna show you what this line is. See, essentially why it looks bad is because it's under this yellow line, yellow zone. That was the original breakout point. Hold above pretty well up, and then had this push higher, and then they lost momentum, sold off, and that all this FTX fuckery was going on. But I think without the FTX, it's also, it may still do this because the momentum was clearly going down. It's such an unfortunate time because the index is just pumped like crazy because the dollar also took a hit. So this could have just, for example, this fall, although the momentum was decreasing, this fall would be just like this, and you know, hit these targets with the dollar pulling back. But instead it just nuked. So you can thank Sam for that. So we have clear targets to the upside, and this would be our first resistance area that we should be aware of. If it starts somehow pumping, that would be the area that I'll be very careful about. If it flips, then I think there's no problem with these targets. But for now, I have this on my radar and potentially this, but let's go for this first. Because that's still our range here. So technically speaking, if it starts trading below this yellow and, you know, spends time there, you know, quick in and outs like this is no problem. But if it starts spending time there, I would say the targets are lower, like because we have these nice juicy lows here along with these. We also have this guy here. So if it starts holding below, then I would target definitely these. For me, it is super important that it holds, it tries to hold above here, trade above here. That's why it's important to mark your levels well and to understand where is the price trading at. For now, the price is trading between here and here, right? If it breaks above, then aim for the next one. If it breaks down, aim for the next one. If it keeps breaking down, aim for the next one. That's, if you play it like this, then you don't really need to care about if it is gonna see all-time high or all-time low, whatever, you know. You just basically trading the markets, and it doesn't matter which way it goes as long as it moves. And with the macro structure, I mean, like bad news after bad news. Yesterday, Polish territory was hit by 2 rockets. They say it's Russia, Russia says it's not us. So I mean, a weird situation really. And still these FTX will have after effects that we haven't even known of yet. We're gonna start seeing it. I'm not saying that it cannot go up, but certainly with the look of it, I would like to see this above there for any upside movement. As long as we're below this region here, with the bears, and because I see that dollar is also, look, dollar is actually okay. Let's do this. Okay, there's this daily demand, right? There's this daily demand that pushed, that created this big move. So we're just there. So this doesn't mean that this is the end of the road. It cannot go any lower, but it certainly is a place, is a spot that a reversal, like at least a pullback, is to be expected. So for example, I would at least, you know, first target here, second target there, maybe even third target there, but this is too soon to tell. We'll see. We'll see how the price reacts when it comes to these areas. And this, where's our indicators? Yeah, and this 12-hour div is also I showed you the 4-hour, but there's also the 12-hour div, which should create a bigger move once confirmed. This is not confirmed yet. We need a upside 12-hour close. So basically at the end of today, we're gonna see if we have a div here or not, because the sell-off is strong. It can just invalidate the div and do this. So we need to understand if this div is here to stay. Any questions? Other than that, you guys can ask questions, and in the meantime, I'll just go over some coins. CHZ was looking good, but again, it's right at resistance right now. If it flips, holds, then I would go for this. That's an important resistance area, this one. If it starts breaking down, then I'll go for lower targets. But since the World Cup is coming, CHZ is something to have the eyes on. Also, football index on Binance is something to be aware of. Yeah, it can pull back towards there, here. Eventually there. QNT was looking fantastic actually. I still think that it looks good, but we basically needed to bounce from here. It has to bounce from here. Otherwise it's gonna look bad. If it bounces from here, then I think it may have another run. But then again, you know, with all the macro outlook, I'm not really looking for longs right now. Okay, I can localize this a bit. I think this would make more sense. Should do a bit. So yeah. So I'll be watching this also because it had a nice 40% run, 33% run from the lows, and this is still the region that we should be aware of. I mean, if it's gonna hold, then if a region has to hold, that's the region, because it broke all the structure here, and now if it holds, if I see a bull day forming here, I would go for longs. And first these highs, and then we'll see depending on the market, because there are times that you should be risk on and there are times that you should be risk off. I think we are at the risk off. If FTX didn't happen, then I would say last week would be a good risk on environment, but obviously it wasn't. What the fuck? Why is this secret popping? Why is this guy popping? I mean, it had a nice dip forming here, but what's the reason that it pumps so hard? Because it's an illiquid shit coin. Yeah, there's lots of volume coming in also. Okay, let's mark these levels. So we're aware of the situation. So basically it just took out everything here, cleared everyone out. Now it's trying to flip this area, but it's currently not doing a very good job. If it breaks down, this is the first area of support, and we'll see. I'll just put an alarm there. Hey mate, what's up? No, there are many good traders on CT. Many good ones. But thanks for that. So I think this guy is gonna pull back. This was a reaction rally basically to FTX, since these are decentralized exchanges. Now it's trying to hold on to here, but if it starts breaking down, I think it may go all the way down there. The reason being, this area looks like compression to me. So it just price never bothered to come back and make longers uncomfortable. So now it seems like it's holding, which is fine. It can still, you know, go from there, but if it starts breaking down, then I'll be looking for shorts for this guy. Let's check the lower time frame. I'm really wondering what's happening here, because that's a good area for a bounce. If you're bullish, then that's the kind of area that you want to be looking at. Okay. All right. Yeah, for me, nothing tells me to buy here. Basically, nothing tells me to buy. I mean, yeah, the only thing that it is at support here at this region is not enough for me. I need to see some momentum decrease for the selling, but I don't see that for now. So I'll just put an alarm here if it decides to break down, and some alarms here if it wants to go higher. Yeah, I think you cannot, because not right now actually, at least. Soon maybe, if I keep using Twitch for the streams, because I think you have to pass a certain threshold to be able to do those fancy things. Again, where did it go? Okay, this guy also at the same boat. This was also the reaction to what has happened this run. This is like, fuck you, your centralized bullshit. Reaction rally. Still looking alright. On the 4 hour, everything seems cooled down. So I have two ranges here to work with. First one is this, and the second one is this. Basically, I can just omit this one because it's pretty much the same range. Let's keep it for now. Okay, so that's the first range, from to low to high, and that's the midpoint of that range. Also, we have another small range here. If it starts holding up, then I'll look for longs. But I think these looks too juicy to pass on. So I would see this run, hold. If it runs these, I'll go big on this. Target, target, target. You can also say that, yeah, this is target one. We've talked about Link, I think, in the previous streams. I was looking for this low to be ran, but then again, see, this low is not touched, at least on Bybit it hasn't. So maybe one more run down there, and then we'll see something substantial to work with. Because for now, after this, yeah, it had a nice run, but the RSI is not really supporting that move. This looks scammy. Yeah, this looks like, you know, these guys got absorbed by limits. So it's like not much participants here for longs. Not many. So I would say maybe one more run down to clear everything, because now this level, liquidity here, also the past liquidity is there. Also, if we mean, for the visual representation, you can use this decent traders suit. It's just these are not the real liquidation data, but these are like calculated assumed liquidations. So basically, where do you think the liquidity is? Of course, here, above here, and all above that region, which makes sense, right? And the only liquidity here, look how is it concentrated. It's there. So I would say, why not, run down this and start going for these guys. Finish the business there at the lower side and then go for the higher side. Hey mate, no problems. I'm glad you're finding value in the streams. As I promised, after this FTX shit, I decided to do more of these public streams to help the community out. I rarely place limit orders. Okay, let me go. When we get a deviation below range low and get back in range, when price comes back to retest the deviation, do you set limit orders at range low or look for reasons to long there? I usually look for reasons to long. I don't set limits. I mean, it's not like I don't, but I rarely do. Again, this area, then that area. I mean, you can also visualize these, these liquidation areas, like these, like most obvious highs and lows, untouched, are the best regions for liquidity, right? Because if the price starts breaking down there, first the stops are gonna get hit. Long stops are what? Sell orders. And also there's gonna be breakout sellers who's gonna short the hell out of this. And all these can be absorbed by the limit orders, limit buy orders, to create enough power to send it higher. So basically that's how this is just good for representation, like visual representation wise, it's really good. In the scenario where BTC is touching the 13 or 14K, alts will be destroyed by 50%. What do you think about this scenario? I think it's a great scenario. But the thing is, look, the problem is everyone is expecting BTC to go to 14, right? Then it just... Okay, liquidity wise, there's not much left to the downside if it does this, and there's so much going on up there. You see, that's the visual representation. But then again, that doesn't mean that it cannot go lower. Of course it can. Let's check what else we have here. Let's clean out this mess. Okay. So what we're doing here? The first support is the monthly level that we got here, right? This is our first support. That acted as great resistance here, then flipped, and then big push higher. So basically you can say that the real rally started from here. So obviously what we're expecting is, if it comes up there, we expect some sort of reaction. So what could be the other scenarios? For me, for example, I think reclaiming this is good enough for me to try longs, at least towards these regions, for obvious reasons. let's say it did came down there, you know, it started accepting here, start putting in bearish price action, and then hit here. I think the worst scenario would be to come down there to 10k, even 9k, take everyone out, reclaim this region, and then start its bullish ascent. It needs to be like, for me, that this would cause a lot of pain, because everyone and their dog wants to buy here, but in here they're not going to be so sure about it, right? They're not going to be so sure about it. If this happens, they're going to say, okay, BTC is dead, or it can even go lower, you know. Just a sec, I'm going to turn some shit on. Yeah, I mean, look, anywhere this region can be a bounce point, anywhere in this region. So it may come down, come up here, there, and then break down, you know, anywhere here, and then, you know, spend some time in this area, find a bottom. I don't know, to of course it shows like 2016. I'm not saying that it's gonna go until 2026. It's just I cannot draw like this and make sense out of it. So, but it's gonna need some time to bottom out, like some sort of structure like this. You see, even after this pullback, we came to support, we went up, smash, smash, maybe even smash, I don't know, and then reclaim a month later, and then reclaim the range, and then higher. Yeah, it does, but the thing is, you know, thinking about these things, oh, people are thinking like this, so BTC must do the opposite. It may and it may not. That's the thing, you know. Yes, usually if you think about, you know, 90% of the people are wrong, maybe even more, on their investment decisions and trading decisions, then you can take a contrarian side and try to fade their trades. But sometimes it's just so simple, right? It's just SR flip, and that's it. That will send you, for example, here, you know, that was the range. It just break, flipped, hold, send. Sometimes it's just that simple. And it's also here, you see, well established support, broke down, broke up, came back to retest, did one more time. See, that's where people shit their pants this week. Nothing happened because at the end of the month it closed above. That should be your long signal. Why? Because this level still got protected. That was your low. That was your low. And this is a high low at the end of the day. I don't consider wicks as part of the lows and highs. I don't consider this as a high. I consider this as a high. This as a high. And this high was broken there. So at the end of the month, this was our level, and that level on the monthly basis got protected because the candle closed above it. So that's why the closes are important. That's why you hear or see traders talk about closes. Look what happened here, for example. Let's clean everything up. Look what happened here. Technically, we never had a close for months below this level, right? Never had a close. Dip down, close above. Dip down, close above. The only time we are having it right now is this. Is this candle right now. And we haven't closed the month yet. So if this candle closes like this, then there's still hope, right? To the upside. So which level is that now? Let's find out. I would also like to mark this level out, because that's also kept the price right here. It was a very dependable, like trustworthy level. Let's see what those represent. Where are those lines? There. Right? There. And what we talked about just now, if this closes, I mean, starts holding above here, then I'll be looking for longs, right? That's the reason. That's one of the reasons. You can also say, you can also see it here, you know, without even drawing these lines. Just let me hide these for now. Yeah. See, I mean, that's also your level, right? That's your support level. That's also visible here. So if it reclaims here, then you can look for, you can see this as, let me just draw it. Famous PO3, right? That's your accumulation, manipulation, and expansion. Can it be not? This is still the range. That still could be the deviation if it gets back in, reclaims, and then again this could be our accumulation, manipulation, and expansion. I don't know if it's gonna go there or not, but at least we have this target, this target, this target, and that target. That's the thing. We're not here to predict stuff. We're here to plan both sides of it. You know, what could the market do? Market can reclaim this level and push higher. What would be my targets? Here's a resistance point. That could be a good start. That's another one, another one, another one. And I'm playing these as long as the structure is intact, right? If it comes up there and starts nuking, then of course I'm not gonna go for these targets anymore. So that's planning. If it comes up there, rejects heavily, then that's another story. Or maybe it wants to chop around here a bit like it did here, right? It wants to spend some time maybe here. It spent almost a month or 2 months here. How long was it? 37 days. So maybe it wants to spend a few more days here. Hey, what's up, brah? welcome. So basically, like, this is nothing that I would want to long as of now. And I don't like these kind of structures, you know, like it looks like a upside S. But they also create one of the great opportunities. If it clears out some levels, then it may just do this, as it did here, as it did here, because these structures are very good for squeeze. So we may have another squeeze, and we'll see after if this is a squeeze or an attempt to get back inside the range. For now, I'm concentrated on these lows and these lows. If it somehow takes these out and starts shedding, I'll be looking for these highs. They are super clean, and we'll take it from there. So be best to react, plan ahead, basically, instead of predicting, because that would make sure that you don't have a bias. Because if you're long biased right now, then, or if you're short biased, let's say, then you're not gonna see the opportunity that comes with the longing, because you're so concentrated on the short side. You don't see, if the market starts telling you that it wants to go higher, you're just gonna ignore those signals. It's like, you know, you decided to buy a red car or in a specific model or brand of a car, and then you start seeing it in the highway, like one after another. It's not because the number increased on the roads, but your perception, your mind starts seeing them more. Yeah, I think you know, bullishness and bearishness depends on the chart. Chart can be bullish or bearish. You cannot be. There's no point. There is no benefit in, as a trader, of being bullish or bearish. Being bearish is like perma bear is all like the stupidest thing you can be, because like the market favors the longers, right? This shit is 17%. This shit is 9%. The same thing, yeah, could be what if the, for example, from here to here it's 25%. From here to there is 33%. And with the distances getting bigger, those gap between these is gonna get wider and wider. For the short side, you can be from whatever price to zero is 100% max gain, but you can make thousands of percents on the upside. Even the bear market rally is like paying off better than shorts. So being a bear, even in a bear market, is not really paying off. You see, for example, this fall from here, like let's take it from the top. It's 45%, yeah, nice. But this is 45% also. Yeah, yeah, but since I had the chance, I need to explain. So basically, the chart can be bull or bear. You cannot, as a trader. I can be, for example, bearish right now, but for example, I'll show you an example. I can be bearish about silver at these levels, since it's like the big resistance level, big key level basically. Big key level, right? I can be short-term bearish about this, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm macro bullish about this, right? Because the structure is still very much bullish. And I'm expecting this to go to fresh highs. And this is not resistance, it's just an obstacle on the way. If this was the case, if forget about this price action, if the price came down here and then we had this move, then I would say, okay, that's a generational short opportunity. If this price was like this, forget about this part. If this was the case, then I would say that that's a great spot to short. That's a strong resistance, but because the structure is already downtrending, but it's coming like this and it's protected this level here very well, just collected the orders, now it's ready to push higher. So me being bearish here short term doesn't mean that I'm not bullish on the long term. See, as a trader, you need to understand if the chart wants to go down, if the price wants to go down or not. So there's nothing to hold me from taking this short, for example, towards there somewhere, you know, at least towards these. See, for example, amazing lows here and set of lows there. I mean, that's a good short for me because I have clear targets. I can target this area here, and eventually maybe this area. And I have the invalidation here, so I have all the means for the trade. I have my entry, I have my invalidation, I have my targets. So what else do you need? If I get stopped, I get stopped, that's it. The thing is, you know, new traders are trying to be right all the time. That's not the game. You cannot be right all the time. The market is right all the time. You're not. You're just merely trying to do something and to try to make sense out of all these random movements. So what I see here is that's a big level, high time frame level. It's right there. And I'm looking at the price action in a lower time frame. I see this range. We cleared out the highs. We came back. I think that's a good short. Towards there. Very clear lows. Towards there. And maybe towards there. Maybe. My first two targets, first, second, and third, I don't know. If it's depending on if it starts reclaiming these levels, then I'll cut for the third target. I'll close the position there. Simple as that. I'm not trying to be right. If it starts going reclaiming this, I may even cut it sooner. Because for me, there is no reason for it to go up. If it, you know, it means that if it comes there, maybe it wants to go up and I should be longing instead. Not shorting. The only problem here is you can say, yeah, these are the target. I'm also considering why the reasons I could be wrong. Why I could be wrong? This, as a structure wise, it's still uptrending structure. This is the question mark. Is this move done or not? Is this the part that we put in a lower high and head for a lower low? Or is this the part of the move that will push us higher and create a higher high? That's the unknown. That's the unknown part. And across these highs, I see momentum decrease. And right below the level, which is even more convincing, right below the high time frame level. But then again, you never know. Maybe it's gonna just do this. It can do that, hold, continue the rally. It can just take me out, then give me the pullback, which would also happen. But I mean, since we had this already three drives up, I think this is less likely, but still possible. Or it's just gonna nuke from here. That's it. But for me, this level now, this cluster is my brick wall. If this is broken, then my bullishness is gonna get hurt. What would I think if that happens? Then I would say, okay, maybe it's not ready. This is just another deviation of the highs of this, and it wants to fuck around more at this region. Because the problem is, if this starts breaking down, it will go down here super easy, super fast, like this. You see this candle here? Because as you see, above here and between these areas, price travels fast. So if it comes there, it will travel fast. Then we need to see. We need to see. Maybe it wants to. This is also the case. Sometimes the price gets back inside the range, hits this, and takes off from there. That can also be the case. So we just need to observe. We need to have plans for every level. So what could happen, for example, in this case, we can come down there, hold this as support, and continue higher. A deeper pullback scenario, if it starts holding below, if it starts trading below, and then, and especially under here, it will travel fast to there, and then we'll have to deal with that. I'll see what it does at this point on the lower time frame. If I see some bullishness, long again, but this time, and since the structure is still intact, I will go for higher. I'm not gonna take profit there, maybe a little portion like 10% or something to ease the mind, and just let the rest run towards those targets, and high. But I'm prepared for both, right? If I see that it's breaking down, then I'm out of the trade, looking for my next entry. Then I'll see if it comes there and show weakness around this area, then I'm gonna cut this long, maybe thinking of flipping short towards range lows again. See, it's all about planning. It doesn't matter how you feel, what you think. The price is already showing you the way. So you need to respect that. You don't lead the dance with price. Price leads it. If you try to lead, you're gonna break your leg. That's it. No, really. What did I say? Maybe just someone liked or something. No, yeah. It's the RSS feed is automatic. It just takes articles from Cointelegraph and posts it. Fucking hard word. Alright, guys. So yeah, that's it. I think we can wrap it up and watch the markets. The New York is gonna open soon, so we'll see. We'll see what the Markham Friends is gonna bring on the table. Bring to the table. That's super weird price action. Really, it's super weird. Really super weird. Look, I mean, yeah, it's just something that you don't like to touch. Yeah, until I have clearer. The thing is, look, when the move is like hard and fast to a level, it's people get scared and pull their bids. I like to get in situations like that because it then reacts faster. But when it's slow bleeds into a level, then you know that's really not the place to be bidding on. That slow bleeds are not really my favorite. For example, I like these kind of like huge sell-off to the level and then boom. But see, this is like limp tick. Don't like this. Alright, guys. I think let's wrap this up and see what the New York brings. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, do whatever you do to support. I will do more of these as I promised, and hopefully it will help you recover the losses of that Sam scammer. Take care, guys. Have a great week ahead. Cheers.